some of our visitors that come to the museum seem to have problems going into our surgery suite, which is 2 surgery rooms when this was a hospital.
What floor?
2nd floor.
Okay.
They feel that they feel cold, they feel a draft, or they see what they call orbs going across the room. Some of them tell me that even the hair will stand up on their arms from the chills. I've not experienced this, but we've had more than one visitor that has told us the same story.
Okay, so what about shadows or sounds or anything?
We have sounds, but then you need to remember too, this is an old building. But we have children in the basement with a little school. Perhaps the sounds that we hear come from upstairs. We don't always hear them, but at times we'll hear voices from the children or from an adult in our building.
So are those the only type of sounds? What about like when the building is empty or anything like that, what just you guys hear?
I come up early, like 5:30 in the morning on Thursday mornings. We have a bridge club that meets here. And I usually come up and turn the lights on and unlock the door so the bridge ladies can get in at 8 o'clock. Well, I came in one morning and I could hear someone walking on the 1st floor. So I turned my lights on, came up to the 1st floor, and there was no one here. I don't know what the sound was, but it sounded like someone walking across the floor.
Was it like a heavy boot sound? Or?
Like a boot sound, yes, walking across the floor. I was thinking it probably was a board member who also gets up early in the morning and sometimes comes up here to do work. But there was no one here.
Okay.
No lights were on. No air conditioning was blowing. No heat. It was just the sound of someone walking.
Okay, what about the shadows you said people had seen?
People have told us that they see shadows. We have had one lady that's told us she has seen a woman dressed in old clothing at the end of the hall here on the 1st floor. I've not seen that, but this lady swears she has seen it.
And she was a guest?
She was a guest.
So when you say in old clothing, can you describe the period and maybe was she old, young?
Of probably early 1900 style clothing.
Okay. Was she old, young?
She didn't really say, she just said a woman.
Okay. All right, any other experiences that you can think of?
Just other than people telling us stories, we have a place upstairs. Between the surgery suites, there's a small hallway, and we have a spot on the floor. To help our museum, we say it's the blood spot on the floor. And when we clean the floor, it gets lighter, but it comes back. However, I think, honestly, since this was a surgery suite, and since iodine does stain, perhaps that's what our blood spot is. But many people come to the museum hoping to see the blood spot on the floor.
Okay. And what was the other thing I was going to ask you? Oh, could you go ahead and spell your name for me so I make sure I get it right?
Beth, B-E-T-H, Smith, S-M-I-T-H.
Okay, so common spelling. Okay. Guess that's all I can think of. Well, one other question. Has any of the other members who work here reported anything?
Yes, they have. The Vaughn Caldwell was on our board. The story I told you about the mortuary room, he was there that night. The young lady has moved away who was our business manager. Then we've just had several board members that could tell you stories of different things, of seeing what they call orbs, flying through the halls. We've seen that on our cameras, our security cameras.
Can you tell me, why did they name this the Cherokee Strip Museum? What was the relevance?
Well, this was the Cherokee outlet when the land run was run in 1893. And so then it became the Cherokee Strip. There are several Cherokee Strip museums in Oklahoma. And there's one at Enid also that I think they call theirs the Cherokee Strip Heritage Center. But we're the Cherokee Strip Museum in Alva.
Okay. And so are you personally yourself, are you a believer in the paranormal?
Not particularly, no. But there are things that happen that I cannot explain.
Okay. All right.
Like I've told many people, I've been in this building at all hours of the day and night. If we have painting to be done or some special cleaning or I want to redo a room, I might be up here at 2 or 3 in the morning. And I've never had anybody touch me on the shoulder or talk to me. If they do, I probably won't come back.
Okay, awesome.